What's up, everybody? My name's Chance, and today we're going to be diving into a Simic Kraken food deck. That's right, we're feeding we're feeding this big old 8/8 Kraken, basically our opponents, right? Because this guy's going to come down, or girl, I don't know what kind of gender this Kraken has. Anyways, it's going to tap all non-land permanents the opponent has, all right? And then during that time, we're going to gain control of one of their permanents. Not only that, we're going to get to untap it as well. So 7 mana for this big old Kraken deck. And you're saying, Chance, what does food have to do anything with this Kraken? Well, Charizard James is actually the author of this deck, and if you want to check out the original, which was made for best of 3, I've modified it a little bit for best of 1, of course. But if you want to check out the original, there should be a link down below to Mr. James's YouTube channel, as I believe he just recently started one up. He's created a lot of cool decks that you've already seen here on the channel, such as Anaya Winota and a lot of other really good ones. So be sure you hop over there and give him a follow and tell him tell him who sent you, alright? Anyways, this is a Simic food deck, so we are working a lot off of the mono green food deck. We have the Goose, we have the, Trail of Crumbs, the Wicked Wolf somewhere up here. And we got, of course, the Feasting Troll King, the normal food cards, so to speak. What makes it Simic? The fact that we're diving into Yorion as well, because if you look at a lot of the food stuff, it's enter the battlefield. Goose, enter the battlefield. Trail, enter the battlefield. Llanowar Visionary, not necessarily food, but still enter the battlefield, and it helps you ramp up into the rest of your food drops and all that. Wicked Wolf, enter the battlefield. Feasting Troll King, not an enter the battlefield, but couple this with a Great Henge, and then, it kind of has enter the battlefield. Anyways, we also have 2 copies of Kogla, which again enters the battlefield and attacks target creature you control. Also, whenever it swings in to attack, it gets to destroy target artifact or enchantment the defending player controls. So that's really good. The Wolf is used a lot of the times as removal in this deck. It comes down, it fights something, you can give it the indestructibility, which is really nice. Yorion, which is the main, I won't say kicker, but the main pull for going into Simic, right, is the ability to rebounce all this stuff, the Llanowar, the Wicked Wolf, and then have it refight, retake out your opponent's stuff. So most of the time in mono green, you don't want your Wolf getting bounced. I will say in Simic, I see the Wolf getting bounced a lot more, and so I wouldn't recommend really adding all the counters into it. I don't think this is the kind of deck where you just build Wolf up to a 15-15 and swing in. I think this is the kind where you utilize having Feasting Troll King, Kogla, Kazandu Mammoth, all these other big players surrounding the Great Henge and Kiora Best of Sea God, which of course gives you the big 8/8, taps all your opponent's stuff, which allows you to swing in with all of your large creatures, and then you take something from them. So you take their Ember Cleaver, you take their biggest creature, whatever, you take their Planeswalker, right? Now, the Chainweb, great against rogues, great against any kind of flyers. Mono Red has even picked up the Phoenix, making sure that they have that in order they can deal with the rogues and be evasive, blah, 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 blah. Chainweb is fantastic. You have Mauls running around, you have all kinds of crazy stuff, and for 1 mana and 2 slots in your deck, you get access to a 1/2, which can come down and deal with a 1 damage, but also it has the escape, which means if it gets milled, if it gets destroyed, if it gets discarded, you can bring it right back. It's coming back as a 4/5, right? So it's dealing tons of damage in the air, and it's also a excellent defender, right? Goose, obviously going to be able to create you those food tokens, which works really well with Trail of Crumbs. Also, just in general, it ramps you and it gives you another flying defender, so that's nice. Tangled Florahedron acts as a creature that can ramp you up, as well as just a creature to proc the Great Henge come that mid to late game. Instead of just hitting another land, you can, draw another card or whatever. Moving us along, we have Neutralize. Trail of Crumbs, I feel like it's pretty self-explanatory. You sacrifice food, you pay 1 mana, you look at the top 2 cards, you can reveal a permanent. If not, you put them both onto the bottom and move on. Now, Llanowar Visionary, we talked about this. 3 CMC, comes down as a 2/2, so you get a creature, you get to draw a card, and you get to ramp up a little bit. Yorion bounces it, you get to redraw a card. Make sure if you're going to Yorion bounce it, you're tapping this, right? You're tapping to add the mana, and then Yorion bounce, that way you don't lose the creature off the field. Anyways, Omen of the Hunt, great card to keep you leveled out in your mana. So Omen of the Hunt is also really good for the Kazandu Mammoth, right? You get to draw the additional land out. It comes down at instant speed, which means you can surprise your foe with this, right? Bring it up to a 5/5 on their turn. A lot of the times opponent's not expecting that, which gives you a little bit bigger defender, which is really nice. Also, of course, you have the Great Henge, so you can Kazandu Mammoth into the Great Henge. And of course, if you're going to have a Fabled Passage, try to get that down with the Kazandu into the Great Henge. That's obviously your, prime time plays there, but if you can, it is fantastic. So Yorion allows you to bounce everything that has an ETB effect. Of course, Kiora, Best of Sea God, has an ETB effect. Now, it's really awesome if you can bounce this after the second step goes off, right? Tap all non-lands, create an 8/8, then you get to redo that, create an 8/8, and tap them all again. Should pretty much ensure you the game, but yeah, this was a very fun deck, so hats off to Mr. Charizard or Mr. James, whichever you prefer. The lands are as the lands are. Use the temples, use the triomes. We don't have any pathways. Use Fabled Passages if you need to. Just be a little careful, as you do want the Goose coming down on turn 1. You want the Trail of Crumbs. You want the Tangled Florahedron. You want to curve out in this deck. It's not just about hitting the large things. The small things are what get you there in a timely manner, right? Which is the main key here. Anyways, thanks everybody for watching so far. If you've enjoyed the video, please be sure to hit that subscribe button, as it allows you to follow along with the community, get new decks every single day, and they're custom ones, right? This is obviously one that we're taking from someone else, but it was so fantastic I couldn't not. Also, this allows us to shed a little light on someone else's channel that definitely deserves it. So make sure you're hopping over and checking out Mr. James' channel. Give him a like, give him a sub, say what's up, all that nice stuff. Anyways, without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and dive right into the magic. Macabros. I like that name. It's a cool name, Macabros. One land. That's not gonna cut it, man. Still one land, but we got the Goose, so maybe it'll be all right. We're gonna actually toss the Yorion. Yeah, we can always find more Yorions later, right? Drop the Triome, as it'll allow the castle to come in untapped. Also allow us to get that Goose down. Not turn 1, but turn 2 is okay. Turn 2 is okay. Speaker of the Heavens. Opponent's probably playing mono white aggro, or maybe Orzhov aggro, something along those lines. Even Boros, right? But we know Speaker is a very aggressive card for the most part. Alright, so we do find some untapped land. That's good. Means we don't absolutely need to use this food to get the Visionary down if we don't want to. And why waste? Why waste good food? Another Speaker coming down. We can block these, but they're still going to gain the life. Selfless, so it's a very mono white aggro, sort of weenie-ish deck. We can expect them to have things such as Maul. I would like to find some more blue mana for like the Neutralize and stuff, but we're also going to be playing stuff on our turn, so it's going to be a matter of finding a healthy mixture, right? We do have blue mana, sort of, if you count the Goose, right? So we can use Neutralize now, but I also want to get to some bigger stuff. So essentially, do we think they're going to drop the Maul on this next turn? They're lined up for it pretty well. If they just drop a Plains and then Maul next turn. Alright. Well, I know that the mono white aggro list likes to curve out on this turn 3, so we're gonna play defensive here. We're gonna keep our counter magic available. It will cost us our Goose to tap, but Luminarch Aspirant, I think that's still worth countering. It's a very good card when paired with Speaker and Selfless. So let's just take it out. It's not necessarily the turn 3 drop that I was hoping to get with the Neutralize. You got Heliod, you got Mauls, like I said, but it'll work. We're only drawing green mana. No blue today. That's alright. Let's see what we get here from the Llanowar. Wicked Wolf. Well, Wicked Wolf will allow us to take out the Selfless. It won't take out the Speaker, but we can take out the Selfless. We're also up to 5 mana, which means we could play Wicked Wolf and then we'd have enough mana for the Great Henge thereafter if, it can remain there on the field. Oh no, we need one more, sorry. Last Casket to take out the Llanowar. That one hurts. Not necessarily because of the creature. Of course the creature hurts, but it hurts because the mana, right? They're going to be to 27 life, which is going to be, 4/4 angel status very, very soon. Like next turn soon. What is up? I got a hair on the light on my mouse. There we go. This is like swiveling all kinds of crazy. There's some more blue mana. Now, if I drop Wolf, that's it. If I drop Llanowar, 2 mana left, which is creating a food with that. So we could drop wolf and then take out the angel that we know that they're going to create. So we can't stop that. So I think we do drop the Llanowar here and then create a food with the goose. So when the wolf enters, we can take out one of their angels. And this is sort of thinking ahead. Now dropping the wolf does drop the cost of the Great Henge, but we don't have a food to eat and they can't reach the angels unless we, you know, have it enter the battlefield. So we'll have it enter, and then maybe we can find a Yorion and re-enter the goose and the Llanowar and the wolf and go from there. We shall see though. So we're going to pass to attackers, pass to blockers, block here, block here. Let's see if they sacrifice that selfless. They are, and you have to remember this is for them creating angels, so very much worth it for them. But we did get rid of the selfless, so that's nice. Can't protect the angel now. Unless, of course, they have another. Let's hope not, though, right? Stone Cool. That's a big creature, but it's a big ground creature, so we can kind of deal with that. So if we drop wolf, sacrifice food, take out one of the angels, we can also drop goose. That's good. I would like to drop Feasting Troll King at some point, because obviously it makes dropping Great Henge very real. Actually, we could drop this now and then drop Great Henge. That puts us at 17 life. This also deals with Stone Cool. Also creates us 3 food. You know what? Yeah, let's do this. We're in a great position right now to do it, so when in Rome, ball out. Alright, get the Great Henge down. We could follow it up with a goose, and I think I shall. Gets us another creature. We could put a counter on the goose, draws us a card, create another food. Granted, we don't get to... We could play this as a land. Would I rather have it as a creature, though? We already have a lot of mana as is. I think I value that Kazandu more as a land, or as a creature, I mean. If it came down as an untapped land, sure, because then we already had the 1 mana left over from the Great Henge and we could eat a food, you know, gain 3 life. But as it stands, I think we're all right here. So yeah, they won't attack with that. They should just attack with these 2. We are going to block with the goose because there's no need in just hemorrhaging health right now. You know, we'll figure a solution out to all these angels later. But for the time being, we got what we have here. So if I play wolf, we're still left with 3 mana, which is enough for Kazandu. But I might as well use Castle Garenbrig, yeah? 6, and then we have 2, and then 4 left over. Yeah, let's do this. We don't... I do want to take out the Stone Cool, don't get me wrong. But we don't want to have the wolf fight the Stone Cool, even though we could have it survive. So, fight one of these. Wait. Full control. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Silly little goose. Alright, so that should be enough, right? Goes up to a 5/5, makes it indestructible. You could still do it there without full control, but I've had too many instances where that wolf just killed himself on accident, you know? It's not something you want to do. So another Feasting Troll King can give us a lot more life, and another very big creature also draws us a card. But we don't get to drop the Kazandu. Not that that's the biggest qualm in the world, right? So I say we do it. Drop it, sack it, play it, smack it, something. Now, if we swing with Feasting Troll King, we could... I mean, we for sure swing it in because it's potentially a free card right back to us, right? So, swing in. Might take out an angel. I don't think we worry about the Stone Cool. It's a creature. It's there. Whatever. Now, they do have 12 damage in the sky, so that's a little bit of a problem. They can block it with the Stone Cool and the 1/1 now. That is a solution. They're blocking it with the angel. Yeah. Alright, let's take out the angel, because again, they have 12 points of damage in the sky, and we only have that goose, which we now don't have, right? So, do that, and then we'll just replay this fella for the low cost of 3 foods. Get the card draw, make it a little bit bigger. There's a Kiora Best to See, guys. We might should have actually scried before we played that. So another goose will give us more defenses in the sky. It's also a food generator. I mean, a Goose is really good. It's a 1-drop. It draws this card off the Great Henge. It's I feel bad keeping a 1-drop on the top of my deck mid to late game, but it's good. They're creating 2 angels every single turn. You know, we gotta think of something. We are dealing with them sort of with the Feasting Troll Kings, but they're still getting in. Linden gonna gain them some more life. Not a big deal, really. They're already at the point that they need to be, so we do need to drop them below that 27, but I guess that's for a later date, right? Bam, bam. We do still have 6 life within our food over here. Of course, a Trail of Crumbs. If we just drop the Kiora, we still have access to 1, 2, 3 mana potentially, but that's lethal for them in the skies. So I feel like we need to drop the Goose almost for sure. Goose. We also have 2 life off the Great Henge, so they have 16 points in the sky. If we can block 2, it's only 8. It's not that bad, actually. Another Wicked Wolf is really good. That allows us to take out an angel, and I think we just do this outright. But let's go ahead and play the Trail of Crumbs first, right? Then Wolf. Pay, resolve. I'm just going to keep it in full control because we want to make sure that we do this correctly. Oh, I could also have the wolf fight the... I'm so sorry. Everyone's going to be yelling at me. I could have it fight the speaker, and then we just have to deal with the angels, you know, as they come. So resolve this. Pay 1. Pay. Another wolf. That's good because, you know, I need to atone for my mistakes for sure. We're also looking for... Okay, so I did do that, yeah. Also looking for a Yorion. Yorion could deal with these angels. So we have these 2 defenders. Still have mana. Could also still sacrifice, use 12 crumbs. 2 mana means we can still use food. Alright, so next. Swing in, swing in, swing in. Leaves us 1 defender on the ground. I feel like we need more defenders on the ground, so... Just swing in with these 2 big guys. Of course, they have Vigilance, so I guess that's defenders enough. We probably could have swung in with the Wolf and been fine. They're just going to take the damage. That's fantastic. We knocked them out of the range to create angels, so... I guess you can come down as land, Kazandu. I've been holding on to you for so long, and realistically, probably could have done us more justice as a land. In the end. Anyways, another speaker come down, but we don't have to worry about that too much, as now they can't endlessly create angels. They are going to still swing in with their angels, and that makes, you know, perfect sense for them. And they're 1/1? Maybe they're just trying to gain life, right? They're like, I gotta get back to 27 somehow. That makes sense. You gotta do what you gotta do. So we're gonna block. For sure. 1. Are we sacrificing a food and eating it for life? Or are we sacrificing a food and using Trail of Crumbs? Looking for a Yorion. I think we're looking for a Yorion. Y'all know me. I'm go big or go home, right? So let's see. What's the best way to do this? We can tap. I mean, we can sacrifice and give them counters, and then it's just free. Alright. This is free, so auto pay. Oh, no. That's not how we want to do that. Let's just do it manually. Let's just do it manually. So we'll tap, sack the food. Pay that one. Chainweb Aracnir, sure. Whatever. It's, you know, that's good. I'm playing it off, but that's actually really good. So sack. And this way we get 2 looks instead of just the 1. If we just sacrifice the food for life, we're only getting 1 look. If we do what we did here, where we tap the Goose, sack food, and then use Wolf, sack food, we get 2 looks. So that's why we're doing that. Let's decline on both of these because neither one of them really help. And we're looking for that Yorion. So pass, bam. We're down to 4. For some reason, I didn't block that 1/1. I got bigger things to worry about, okay? Alright, Chainweb, come on down. Join the party. You know, you won't take it out, but you can try. You can shoot your little web at it, I guess. That's fun. If you feel happy, I feel happy. By the way, I'm sorry, I just now realized this, so it's gonna be you know, messed up for the large majority, but that's okay. So we got Great Henge at the Great Henge. That's at least extra life, you know, if nothing else. So Kogla coming down, and then no, hold up. Definitely want to use that Castle Garenbrig this turn. So Kogla, and then we still have 3 left over. That's not enough. Oh, plus Llanowar, then we have 4. Okay, that's enough. All right, so Kogla, come on down. We have the Chainweb, so we can still defend against an Angel. We'll have you fight. And this will, of course, draw us a card as well. Tangled Florahedron, cool. We might should think about keeping Neutralize up, some counter magic, but y'all know me, I'm all in Andy. So if we drop the wolf, I can take out another angel. They still have that other angel that's just gonna get, oh no, we have Chainweb. Okay, I feel good. I feel good. Full control, as per the usual. Now we won't get to draw a card off of this here, but that's fine. Submit. Proc you, activate there. Yeah, we don't have any mana, right? There's no more mana on the board. Alright. Another land, hey. Could have used that before. You know, we used the Trail of Crumbs thing, but that's alright. Tangled, you can stay in hand, buddy. You don't have to come down as land quite yet. We might want to use you as a creature later. So again, swing it with the 8/7s, because that just makes good sense. And we don't have the means of giving you indestructible, but I still feel like you're fine to swing in Wicked, you too. Yeah, just get them. We got an 8/3 over there, which is actually, what, an 8/7 or something like that? Yeah, an 8/7. Then we have these two 8/7s, which also have Vigilance. So they got a lot to take out. I think we can kind of force them here. We also have Trample, so it's not like Chum Blocking's going to work. I like this deck. Hats off to Charizard. By the way, if you're enjoying the deck, be sure you hop over to his YouTube channel as well. I believe he just recently started it. Makes some excellently fun Magic decks, right? That are very, I won't say off meta, because they all work excellent. They just aren't your, you know, Debira Rogues kind of piles. They're your Naya Winotas, you know? They're your Simic food instead of just mono green food. They're special. Anyways, Macabros going down to 1, and we're taking out a Stone Cool and a Speaker. I'm feeling really good. We kind of came back on this one. So of course we have Chainweb to block the 4/4, so we're good in the skies. They don't have really the sizable creatures. Now a Maul would be bad for us. They just drew a Speaker, and that's the problem with these aggro decks, is once it comes to mid to late game, if you haven't done enough to push through, you're hurting. You're hurting a lot. So they're basically sacrificing all their creatures to give themselves lives here, but they are essentially saying GG, right? That's what we can take this as. And it was a very good game on both sides, I'd like to think. Sorry about the doggos. They, you know, they try to protect us, and that's all right. So let's take out everything that they have, you know, minus the little 1/1 tokens there. So we're going down to 4 life, but they only have 3 units remaining in the Castle Ardenville, so potentially 4 units. I think this is wholeheartedly GG. Sorry I didn't get to drop the Kiora Best. Does 2 Kiora Best of Sea Gods and a whole lot of big creatures. I don't like that, but I love the land split here, so I'm like very torn on whether or not to keep this, but I think it's a mulligan. This is fun. This is alright. The mana split, again, we have 2 Castle Garenbrig, so unfortunate there, but aside from that, I think we're alright. I want to keep the Great Henge because it's great potential, but I haven't gotten a Yorion down yet, and I feel a little obligated. We'll find another Great Henge. I haven't given the big bird any love recently. But on a more serious note, it's easier realistically to count on hitting a Yorion than to count on hitting a Great Henge, right? So let's get our tap down. Let's get our tap lands down first. That way we can curve into turn 3 Llanowar pretty easily. Arc Priest, so they're playing a party deck, and we draw into another Wicked Wolf. That's not horrible if our Llanowar can survive. Azorius or maybe Jeskai party. It's very interesting. Could also be Esper party, you know. Wouldn't put anything past them here. We drew into a land, that's good. That'll help us get to that Yorion mana we want. And another Llanowar. Cool. So we're doing good. We're doing good this game. We ended up mulliganing into a good hand and we're drawing good, so nothing to complain about. Luminarch, better be careful about where you put that counter. Put it on the Archpriest, obviously. We're gonna let it happen, and I think we go Wolf here, take out Archpriest. Then I can play Temple. Next turn we can worry about taking out Luminarch. Boop. And then yeah, you drop the Temple because we can't do anything with that 1 mana. Do I want a Tangled? I don't think so. It doesn't have an ETB, an Enter the Battlefield effect for the Yorion. We don't necessarily need the mana too much right now, right? Wicked Wolf getting taken out by the Skyclave. Luminarch gonna build up itself more than likely. Yeah. And then get in for the 2. Yes, very nice. Another land here for us. We're at 6 mana, which isn't quite enough for like Wicked Wolf plus Llanowar. But we do need the Wicked Wolf to come down sooner rather than later so we can take out the Luminarch and not get taken out itself, right? Because we don't have access to food. So we'll just do a quick little Trader-Rooski there. We can swing with the Llanowar. I'd rather keep it back. Granted, it would give us a 4/4 in place of a 2/2. So I guess, you know, argument could be made. But when we have Yorion come down, if it can re-enter the Llanowar, then we can redraw the card. There's Hala Hala Linvala, the flyer. The one and only. Now, if we had, here's a note. If we had Great Henge down and this sort of hand, we could play Chainweb, use Yorion, bounce Chainweb, take out Linvala based off the 2 attacks. But we don't. Am I still tempted to do it? Well, heck yeah. But I'm also very tempted to just drop the Llanowar, draw, see what we hit, build our board up a little bit more for the Yorion bounce, right? Bouncing 3 things, cool. Bouncing more than 3 things, even cooler, man. Now we could have Wicked Wolf come down and fight Linvala. I think that's a fair thing. We could also just have it fight Skyclave, swing in with our Wicked Wolf. We know they're a party deck. We know that they're aggro. I just don't want them getting anything too aggressive over on me, you know? So we'll just take it out. We'll swing in with this one. No big deal. We can always block this Skyclave with our Llanowar if we want to. Another Skyclave taking out our other Wicked Wolf. Yep. It's alright. No swing in there. So an Omen, and I think we drop Yorion here. I mean, it gets us a lot of card draw, so why not? Oh no, I made a mistake. I've made a mistake. I should have tapped my Llanowar for dropping the Yorion, so that way I would have 2 additional mana left over. But I think after I ended that phase, it would have passed over, right? So I wouldn't have been able to use it on the cards I drew anyways. Anyways, we're leaving the Chainweb in hand now that we know they have flyers. I kind of like the idea of being able to, at a moment's notice, sort of take care of those. Opponent's stuck on 3 lands, and that's fantastic for us because we aren't stuck on any amount of lands except for drawing more and more and more. Now we could drop Great Henge for 5 here, or we could get down Kazandu for 3, drop the Fabled, and essentially still get it down for 5 mana, right? So 3 mana here, drop the Fabled, Kazandu goes to a 5/5, then we boost it to a 7/7. Great Henge only costs 2. So essentially you're still paying 5 mana, but you're getting down a creature alongside it, right? That's where the difference lies, ladies and gents. That's where the difference lies. So get down Great Henge, and we could play Chainweb here. Yeah, let's tap a Llanowar for a Chainweb. I didn't think about that. I was thinking about the cost of tapping Great Henge for that and giving up 2 mana for the sake of that, but we don't have to. So we can leave it like this for the time being. We'll swing in with the Yorion and leave Llanowar back. Our Chainweb's also a 2/3 now, so it's a decent little blocker against those Sky units. Luminarch Aspirant, alright. Not too scary for us at this time. You know, early in the game when it can just start building and building and building stuff, sure. Now, Nimble Trapfinder can swing through as long as they keep playing, you know, Clerics, Warriors, Rogues, or Wizards, so that's a little concerning. But of course, we can gain life off the Great Henge, and I think we will outpace them in damage and life gain and all that kind of stuff. So take action. We, of course, could have used this on our turn to build up the Kazandu. It's not really a big deal, given we drew 10 million Yorions. So let's do what we should have done last time. Use this. add all that mana, and then we just have to tap 2 in this way. Are you sure? Yes, I'm sure. Let's keep the first one down. Draws this card, it's a Triome. Now what permanents do we want to bounce? If we bounce Great Henge, we get that additional mana, so I think we bounce everything. There's a argument to be made for keeping the Kazandu and swinging in, given our opponent's kind of low, but I just want to outweigh them with card advantage to the max, I think, so. Could also bounce our other Yorion? That's a little crazy, sure. Cycle? Cycle. Wait, why did you... Oh, because that's Castle Garenbrig. Fuck. I should not have cycled that, just so we're all clear. That's fine. Let's do all this kind of stuff. Take action, draw card. Kiora, that's good. Temple, cool. Gilded, cool. Triome, dope. More stuff, more stuff, more stuff. Neutralize, eh? At the beginning of the next end step, so this is also the opponent's. But I don't think I want to exile this stuff right now, right? Maybe the Omen? Maybe the Chainweb? Maybe one of you. How about that? Get a little more card draw. We're going to end up milling ourselves here. Alright, so end our turn. We have mana for the Neutralize, yeah? No, we don't. Oh, I can only cycle that. Alright, well, let's just end the turn then. Discard a Triome. We're missing 1 blue mana for the Neutralize. That's alright. I think we're in a fantastic position. We have these crazy amounts of card draw. Can't counter that. Yep, so their Nimble Trap Finder still doing its stuff. No biggie there. Resolve all the way through. They're still stuck on 3 mana. If they win this, y'all have every right to make fun of me. Y'all have every right anyways. It's the internet. I'm willingly putting myself out here for the shits and giggles, so to speak. But I gotta say, this is next turn Kiora into Yorion. Probably love the 2 mana Henge combo. Yeah, it's like, I feel like a lot of people that are like, how do you get better at the game? You just gotta notice those small plays, you know, because that'll change your win rate from being a 50% outright flat to 53, 55, you know, and that's climbing a little bit. Even the pros, the top of the ladder, you know, their win rate isn't like 80% or 75%, you know. They're not out there just crushing shit daily. Now, granted, they do have those undefeated runs. You know, you see a lot of play testing there as well in the sort of down hours. Anyways, take action. That's our last land that we can get from Omen. So our, you know, the rest of our cards have pretty much got to be just playables, just banging playables. We have 25 cards left. Thank goodness you're not a you're not a mill deck. Sorry, that rattled my head a little bit when I cleared my throat. Forget how much my voice can boom sometimes. Anyways, opponent, what you got for me? Alright, so you actually don't do anything if I drop you. Let's just maybe cycle a little bit. Gain some life. Get rid of these lands. Gilded Goose. Sure. Sure. Back to my turn. Alright. So we're definitely doing this. That's without a doubt, without hesitation. Goodness. Really need a drink of water here. So, Kiora. Let's go, Orso. It's happening. Whether you want it to or not, it's coming. We also should probably organize our hand a little bit. See, this is what I mean. It's all out of whack. So we want to keep mana for the Neutralize up just in case. So that's 1, 2, 3, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 left over. So not quite enough for Feasting Troll King. We don't have any untapped land either, strangely enough. I really don't need to draw more cards. It's actually not something that needs to happen. Let's play a Goose down. That gives us additional food, draws us a card, but not too many, right? Gets rid of some of this lower end filler in our hand. And if we draw into food-oriented stuff, it'll be good. We don't, but that's all right. So as far as taking their stuff goes, I mean, I think we take their Linvala and we just take them out in the skies, right? Another Neutralize. All right, let's go ahead and drop a land as well. Probably should have dropped a land before drawing those cards, but whatever. Another Great Henge. There's very few things we need at this point. It's mostly just taking them out kind of thing. Taking them out to the ball game. So we have the 8/8 defender on the bottom there. Should be fine. We probably could have swung in with the Llanowar Visionaries, right? I just like to have the available mana there. Still have 3 mana, which could be an Omen, but again, there's no real need for that. We could scry with this Omen. Down to 2 life, and we will end the turn. Discard 2, get rid of the Triome, and sorry Tangled, but we just don't need you. Could have gotten rid of the Omen as well. We don't need it. Probably could have just swung all in, but you know, whatever. Why would you turn off Yorion's activated? He doesn't have any activated abilities, you goon. Can't attack. That's, I mean, something, but I feel like they are trying. They are certainly trying their hearts out. They're swinging all in. They said, I'm done with this madness. I'm done with this shenanery. Okay. Orso Grasso, thank you for the game. It was a fun one. Omen is crazy good. 6 mana scry too. Yeah, you got that right. Anyways, Joan gonna be our next foe. We'll keep. Just because it looks kind of spicy. We don't have the best land drops necessarily because Kazandu comes down tapped. But if we can hit a land, then we have like the world's best curve, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Like, yeah, sign me up. Sign me up. We go second, don't we? I missed that, but 6:31 p.m. So it's like dusk there. It's like getting to be night. It's a nice time of the evening if you're off work. You know, you get to kick back and potentially have the day's work behind you if you're, you know, first or second shift, depending again. No, we go first. Hey. I'll take it. I thought we went second, but you know what they say, if you're not first, you're last. Of course, in Magic, you're always either first or last, I guess. Winner or loser. There is no third, fourth, middle, in between. I'm excited for the day they bring, you know, multiplayer Magic to Arena, but we'll see. Anyways, opponent drops a Wind Robber. We can pretty assuredly guess that it's going to be a rogues deck here. If I drop Trail of Crumbs, we can use Goose immediately to gain additional permanents, and I think that's worth it. Granted, we could have used Omen to ensure we hit, you know, land drop or whatever. I like this play better. No attacks. Goose, you just stand your ground there. You keep being golden and gilded. Pass? They shouldn't attack, but they're going to. Of course, I'm fine with that. Yeah. Yep, pretty much how that was going to turn out. Anyways, so an Omen of the Hunt or another Feasting Troll King. Given we can't play the Feasting, I'm going to take the Omen. Kazandu. Ugh. Now I feel forced into playing something real here. Play Omen, grab land. Does it put it onto the battlefield tapped? It does. Oh, that's so terrible. Maybe I can play a Kazandu down tapped and play an Omen so we ramp up a little bit. That would put us to 4, which is a Wicked Wolf come next turn, which could at least take out a Soaring, Thought Thief, things along those lines. But they only have 1 mana. This is crazy, actually. Hold up. I definitely needed to capitalize on this. So do I go for the bigger Kazandu this turn? Next turn I could drop the Kazandu as a land? No, I definitely feel like I gotta do this sort of ramp play. This comes down at flash speed though, so I should definitely hold on to that, right? Of course, if I draw into a Great Henge, I'm going to regret not having the Kazandu. Let's just drop it. Let's just play it. They got 1 mana. We don't need to activate Trail of Crumbs every single time. Let's just play the Kazandu. We can go with the Omens from there, and the Omens will, of course, buff the Kazandu from there on out, so it's good. It's good enough. Another Wind Robber, and I don't think they hit another land. Or, I think they, again, didn't hit a land. However you want to say that. This is fantastic for us, horrible for them, but, they're the ones that chose to keep a 1-land hand. That's all on you, bro. Of course we're going to take that action. We should grab some blue mana. I feel like we have a hefty amount of green, and we also have the Omen to grab some more later. So, Kazandu swing in. This will, quickly deal 5. What? They're chum blocking. It's so crazy. If you're at 20 health and the opponent's not in aggro color scheme, take it. You never know what you might be able to manage or muster up later. Never mind, Joan is just gonna scoop it out. Don't keep 1-land hands, people. But hey, we're climbing to Diamond Tier 3 with our Simic Kraken food.